Do you see now the difference in our power?
EWC LCQ has just concluded. The final list for the qualifying players to represent their regions and also play in the EWC is 32 players. 15 of them is from Korea, 7 of them is from Pakistan, 4 of them is from Japan, 1 US, and a couple of other people from the EU. This tournament was really hype. I caught a little bit of it here and there. I didn't stream it because the time zones is crazy, but it was a really great tournament. The LCQ, with the prize being so high for the EWC, the emotions were high. Players were stressed. Players were fighting with everything that they had, and they were trying to overcome the odds. But there was one thing that happened during this tournament, all throughout the tournament, and it kind of is causing chaos. And that topic is coaching. Coaching is a dark horse that was talked about for a very long time in Tekken. In Tekken 7, you had coaching happen here and there. It was kind of annoying, but it wasn't that really problematic. But I don't know what it is about Tekken 8 to where coaching just exploded like crazy. You know what? If I had to explain it, I think that Tekken 8 has more knowledge checks and it has more situations where you require specific knowledge to get out of it. This is the reason why most people are dying, right? You deal with these stances, and these stances have a very specific way to get out of it, whether it be a crouch, a sidestep, a jab interrupt, a punish. And if you don't know every option for the string you're dealing with, you're going to die. So it would make sense why people are getting up there and they're saying, hey, for this move, you could do this and you could do that. And it would make sense with more knowledge checks, more information is being passed back and forth. But also, it's eating up a lot of time. We saw in the year 2025, because 2024 was ruined by coaching. Coaching was everywhere. But in 2025, they tried to alter the rules for the Tekken World Tour, where they limited it to 1 minute, and you cannot be coached if you're on the winner side, because you would have this thing where someone wins, they get coached, and then they win even harder the next time. People didn't like that. So Bandai Namco tried to put an end to that, but still, as we see in these tournaments that's been happening, a lot of people has been getting coached, and it just slows down the whole entire match. It slows down the entire like momentum of like when you're watching. It's just a nuisance. And this is why you have content creators like King J calling for coaching in Tekken to be banned outright. Also, keep in mind, there's no coaching in Street Fighter, no coaching in Guilty Gear, no coaching in Virtua Fighter. In my opinion, looking at this, I think Tekken should do the same. What makes the EWC so interesting is that they have rules saying you cannot coach this, you cannot coach like that, you cannot coach winners. But this whole event was streamed and they had cameras all over the place. They were switching back and forth between many different angles, many different players. And all across the screen, you saw so many people being coached. So many. This person says, I never seen this much cheating in a tournament. Cheating because coaching goes against the rules, right? If you're coaching, you're literally breaking the rules, which does classify as cheating. Someone else says, can TO start doing something about mid-set coaching and coach on win, please? It's literally happened on stream. So you can see that multiple people were talking about how they're just letting coaching fly. Now, here's when individual pro players start to get attacked because they are coaching, which I don't think that's right. It's on the TOs to govern this thing. If they're not doing anything to stop it, then I don't think, of course the players will take flack, but I don't think it's right for them to take flack. It's their job to maintain balance, order, and competitive integrity. It's not the players. Honestly, it's the player's job to bend the rules as much as possible. You see in professional sports, the players don't want to get caught for holding on to other players, so you'll see a little tug on the shorts, a little tug on the shirt, bending of the rules. Pro players trying to sneak in coaching here and there, it's the same exact thing, but it's on the TOs to govern this and call it out and put a stop to it when it happens. Don't just allow it to happen live on stream for everyone to see. You have this moment here where it says, you're right, coaching after winning a game shouldn't be allowed. And then this is calling out a specific player who then responds and says, I only did it because I saw every Pakistani doing it, but when I'm doing it, I'm the bad person here. P.S. Pakistanis were coaching in between rounds, which is worse. Coaching in between rounds. This is how crazy it is. When you allow people to bend the rules and they get away with it, they're going to continue to do it, And at a point in time, those rules doesn't even exist. If you're watching LCQ, those coaching rules did not exist. Coaching in between rounds is wild. Since you had this huge catastrophe surrounding coaching, a lot of players are basically asking for it to be banned outright. And at this point in time, I probably think I think it should be. Coaching not only kills all the momentum when you're watching as a spectator, when you're invested into the match, it also is just pointless if you're talking about what competitive Tekken is. In my opinion, coaching should not decide the outcome of the match because both players are constantly adapting and adjusting. For those of you who played a pro player, you know exactly what I mean when I say the adaptation. It was even said on stage with Arsenal and Ash, where the person interviewing Arsenal studied his gameplay and said he never get hit by the same move 3 times. First time, okay, that surprised me. Second time, oh, you're still doing it? Third time, block, launch, punish, you're killed. You have even more significant instances of that where they will adjust the first time you do something. We all saw a pro player low parry a low at the start of the match, or they call out a move with a crazy sidestep. The level of adaptation that's happening in pro level, it's hard to even comprehend. You just have to fight against a pro every once in a while to get a taste of it. So when you have someone coming up on stage and they're coaching, they're giving some suggestions, hey, when the anime does this, then you want to do that. That's not gonna work. You're not gonna beat Arslan, beat these guys with coaching. They're gonna see that you adjusted to what they're doing because the coach told you this, and then they may even set you up. We see so many times where someone gets coached and then they lose harder because one, the coach distracted them with a lot of worthless information, but then two, the person realized what the coach told them, not even listening, just realized because of the way that the bro is changed their style, and then they adapt to that and they start beating you even harder, and now your brain's already probably like scrambled because you're trying to think about what the coach is saying, why it's not working, this and that. Coaching is just ridiculous in my opinion. I don't think coaching is going to make an impact on competitive Tekken, and that's my opinion. I think that if you can beat the player, you will beat the player. Coaching is not going to help that. It's not going to hurt that. There's so much adaptation, so much knowledge, so much information. There's so much skill there to where a coach can't, backseat game you to victory. And this is why the Pakistani players doesn't really like when people give him all of this information because it confuses him. He just likes when people encourage him. You could do this. You got this. We trained hard for this. Motivation is what really works at the competitive level, not like a minute worth of yapping about tech and knowledge. Like, I don't know, bro. I think coaching was cool. It was interesting, but we're just seeing it be stretched to no ends, and I hope that Tekken gets rid of it. CBM even says on Twitter, I hope no coaching for Tekken. Tekken is the only fighting game allowing coaching, but it's not a team game. Considering how viral this conversation is and how many people are talking about it, the Tekken developers probably will step in the next year round because they can only change the rules every TWT at the start. So at the start, they probably will create new rules that disqualifies coaching entirely.